was a great night. Appreciate on a Thursday night our student section, our fans showing up in a big time way. Awesome energy from the time we got off the bus at Vol Walk to running through the tee, and obviously early in the football game. They were awesome tonight, and it was a great way to kick off our season here as we begin this journey. Week one, really happy with a lot of things: offense, defense, special teams, effort, energy. Competing. Obviously, huge turnover right off the jump. Defensive line was disruptive. On the reverse pass, T-Mac comes up with a big play. We're able to push it in the end zone on the next play with Jalen. I thought there was a lot to be really excited about in all three phases of the game, early in the game. Some things that we obviously got to clean up here, too, as we get ready for a big one next week. So with that, I'll open it up.
Questions, David Oven and David Pascal.
Josh, what did you make out of Hendon's performance tonight? What did you see?
Really efficient, in command, control, our tempo, run game, decisions, checks, pass game, same thing. Structurally, some things that we had game plan for, some that we hadn't. The adjustments on the sideline, he handled in a really good way. I just thought he was in complete command of the football game, and had before I go back and watch it, the one missed throw over the middle, but other than that, was extremely accurate all night long.
Josh, you mentioned the crowd, but what does it say that there were 8,000 more fans here tonight than there were for last year's season?
Hopefully there's a ton of belief, optimism, and excitement that surrounds our program. I don't say hopefully, there is, and you can feel it. So we appreciate that. Our program, coaches and players, the effort that's gone in to getting to this point, we appreciate our fans, backing us up and coming out in a big way.
Front row, Mike, then Jimmy.
Josh, you talked about wanting more wide receivers to get in the mix. You played a lot, especially early. How pleased were you with that? And what has allowed you to have more guys ready at the start of this season than last season?
Guys have proven that they've earned the right to have more opportunities than we were a year ago. Year one, last year, week one, and we were still finding out a lot about our football team. We are this year too, but there's a lot more knowns, and a year into it, there's more guys that understand offensively what we're doing, the why behind it, but understanding how to execute and operate efficiently. There's a lot that goes into the tempo that we run with. We have young guys that came in mid-year that have proven and earned the right. We are a deeper football team than we were a year ago. There's going to be a lot of things that we need to correct. Going back and watching this football game, I thought our young guys on defense did a really nice job. You look at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, I thought they functioned and operated and competed in a really positive way.
With Joe Milton, he's 8 out of 9. He throws a touchdown pass. He looked really sharp. How encouraging was it to see him perform that way?
Yeah, really. You guys know that we felt like he has grown, from the time that he got back in January. Much like Mike Hendon has. We felt like they've progressed, in each of them in their own way. But I feel like, Joe tonight showed some of the things that we had seen during the course of training camp, which was extremely positive to see. There's going to be things that he's going to need to continue to improve upon coming out of this one too.
Adam in the middle, then to Wes.
Josh, what's your sense of stability on this team right now, of knowing which guys have certain roles, what your team identity is, maybe even compared to a year ago?
We know more about our football team than we did a year ago. We've been through an entire season. Guys are in year two. We've seen them compete in practice and on the field more, so there's more knowns in that way. Roles are going to change throughout the course of the season. This is a physical football or physical game, right? Injuries happen. You got to be ready to take advantage of your opportunity, no matter where you are. You're the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. It doesn't matter. You got to keep pushing and competing. That was the message to our team during the course of training camp. It was the message going into this week. It will be the message as we get back in the building on Saturday with our players.
Josh, no, Tamari McDonald was a name that got mentioned a lot in the offseason about how much progression he had made, and holds off, gets the job there coming out of camp. First play of the game, gets a pick. What do you think about sort of his offseason, and how good is it to see him rewarded?
Yeah, young guy a year ago that played a ton of special teams. The way Theo played, didn't get a ton of opportunities at the star position. Played in such a great way, gained confidence, so mature in the way that he's competed, a different person than he was a year ago at this time. And excuse me, it was great to see him start the ball game the way that he did because of what he's done leading up to it, and no surprise in that way. And we'll go back and watch the tape, but I thought he played well at the defense star position tonight.
To the middle, Eric, then Patrick.
Josh, how would you evaluate the run game with Jabari Small, Jalen Wright, and some of those young guys in the second half, and Dylan Sampson and Justin Williams-Thomas?
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the stat sheet fully here. Obviously, the turnover late, right, the mesh, young guys got to get right on that really quickly, and we're going to need guys to play that were playing late. So we got to correct that. I thought overall, Hatton bodies and running, efficiently. Thought we did that for most of the night. There's some things that we could clean up, and I thought the guys with the ball in their hands did a good job of running physical, finishing +2. Dylan Sampson, it was good to see him go out there and perform and execute the way that we really anticipate him to. Jabari and Jalen, I thought, did a really nice job during the course of the evening.
Coach, with going on with Jalen, obviously he didn't get too much work in preseason. How good was it to get him out and get him some work tonight with some contact?
Much needed. To be honest, it's really the first contact that he's had, besides just some drills where we tried to get a little bit of that during the course of this week and lead up to the game. And so, the ball security piece is obviously something that you're concerned about. It came out tonight. I thought he did run physical and ran well the rest of the evening, though.
Rob?
Coach, just operations, tempo, had 6 penalties of the night. Were you happy with how fast you were moving and just how you operated on offense?
Yeah, I thought, what we did tonight when we were playing with tempo, I thought we handled that in a really good way. I don't think there were any false starts, procedures. We got our cleats in the ground, we got set, and we came off the football. That was good to see. A week from now, there's going to be crowd noise and some things that we got to battle. We got to continue to play that way and play ahead of the chains. We got to be a smart football team. That's been the challenge to our football team. I thought penalty-wise, we were relatively clean for most of the night. There's some things that didn't get called that, just we need to be smart and make sure we don't hurt our football team.
Al, then Austin.
Coach, what was your plan against our big running back that you shut him down?
Yeah, I thought our guys did a really good job of being disruptive up front. We controlled the edges all night long, and we were able to create some penetration, make things bounce, and not let them get started vertically in their run game.
What do you think you learned about Harold Mincy tonight, and kind of assess what you thought you got out of he and JJ, and then for a guy like Brew who's not played in a couple of years to hit the start and have all probably the emotions that he had, what your overall impression?
Yeah, I thought Brew, it being the first ball game in his first year in this offense, you didn't notice anything. Yeah, he played really clean and functioned and operated really well within our tempo. I thought he showed some things as far as the ball in his hand, being able to be physical after contact, and that's one of the things that we anticipated with him. It was good to see him performing at a really high level. Somebody asked the question. We had a bunch of wideouts that did some things tonight that were really positive.
What about Mincy and Crawford?
Yeah, the biggest thing for both of those guys is it didn't matter who was in. You didn't notice any issues. I thought pass protection, they were good. We were really pretty clean all night long. Thought in the run game they did a nice job of creating some movement too.
Jimmy?
Juwan Mitchell, what kept him out and when do you think he might be back?
Yeah, just wasn't able to go in this one. We'll reevaluate when we get to next week. D. Williams, same thing.
Yeah, Josh Hunt, Joseph's making a couple plays there. Does he distinguish himself a little bit from the young guys, and what do you think you can get out of him this year?
anticipate him playing at a really high level. I believe that that's going to happen for James too. I think we have the ability to affect the quarterback and rush the passer with those guys. They can play on normal downs as well. They're only going to continue to get better. But that position, you know, BY, Roman, the two young guys, we're a lot deeper. That's a position that's, you know, we're drastically different than we were a year ago.
Any other questions for Coach? Vince?
Josh, how do you handle the extra couple of days before next Saturday?
Yeah, you know, players will be in the building if they're on travel squad. Make sure medically that we come out of this one the right way. Just check in on them. They got class tomorrow. Coaches, a majority of them will be out recruiting, including myself. And then Saturday morning, we're back in the building. Staff will watch it together for the first time. Obviously, everybody will watch it tomorrow as they get out on the road recruiting, flying, whatever it might be. And then our players will be in Saturday, and we're able to tie a ribbon on this one and move on to the next one.
All right, thank you. We will have players shortly. Players will include Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, and Tamarian McDonald.
Guys, appreciate it. Have a great night.
They get a perfect throw to the receiver, pops out of the shoe, takes 6 50 yards, touchdown. Incredibly lucky pick six.
30 seconds.
Oh, that was a huge sack. What's up? You got Purdue Penn State going too? You got a sports bar going on there?